ASMR tag, so that's why I have a similar setting. I also look similar. It's okay. So, I do have a mix of English and Czech books. I will start with the English ones. I also have a mix of non-fiction and fiction. It's mostly fiction though. So let's begin. So the first book that I got is The Future is Asian by Parag Khanna. And I actually got this book because I was doing some research and I wanted to be inspired or like get some information from this book too. So that's why I originally bought it, but I wanted to include it in this haul too. So let me read what it's about. The Asian century is even bigger than you think. Far greater than just China. The new Asian system taking shape is a multi-civilizational order spanning Saudi Arabia to Japan, Russia to Australia, Turkey to Indonesia, linking 5 billion people through trade, finance, and infrastructure, and diplomatic networks that together represent 40% of global GDP. Whether you gauge by demography, geography, economy, or any other metric, Asia is already the present, and it is certainly the future. It is for this reason that we cannot afford to continue to get Asia so wrong. The Future is Asian accurately shows Asia from the inside out, telling the story of how this mega region is coming together and reshaping the entire planet in the process. So, yeah, this book is about international relations and seems like it's going to be fun to read. So, I'm excited to read this. Okay, let's move on. The next book that I have is The Map of Knowledge. The Map of Knowledge. The Map of Knowledge. How Classical Ideas Were Lost and Found. A History in 7 Cities by Violet Muller. So from my understanding, this book is about how certain cities, that's not like the right word, like certain like hubs of science and medicine shaped our society as a whole. Let me read the back. In The Map of Knowledge, Violet Muller traces the journey taken by the ideas of 3 of the greatest scientists of antiquity, Euclid, Galen, and Ptolemy, through 7 cities and over 1,000 years. We follow them from 6th century Alexandria to 9th century Baghdad, from Muslim Cordoba to Catholic Toledo, from Salerno's medieval medical school to Palermo, capital of Sicily's vibrant mix of cultures, and finally to Venice, where that great merchant city's printing presses creative way. You'll just have to see until I will do it. Right now I couldn't really film it because I know that the video is going to take days to edit, and I can't really do that right now. I don't have like the time to do it, but hopefully in like a month or so I will post it. So yeah, I will definitely add subtitles because I have the English version too, and it's just, I can just like easily slap it on. So yeah, Omelette by William Shakespeare. Omelette. Okay. Let's move on. The next book that I do have quite a lot of books. I didn't buy books for such a long time because I promised to read the books that I already have. By the way, if you can see like the bookshelf behind me, those books are quite old. I bought them years ago and I didn't even read most of them just yet. But I bought more books since then. I just stacked them up like on top of the shelf. And I need to stop buying books. I've been trying to convince myself to sell some of my books that I already read and I'm not planning to read again because, they're just kind of like taking up space. But I haven't done that yet. I'm the worst. I link like emotions and nostalgia to certain books even though I didn't really like them when I was reading them at the time. Well, okay, the next book is a Czech version of a fantasy novel, and the English title is The Priory of the Orange Tree. In Czech it's Převorství u pomarańczowniku. And I know nothing about this book except the fact that dragons appear. That's it. Let me see. It only says that it's a perfect fantasy for those who don't want to spend their time on like 20-part series. So this book, even though it's fantasy, it's a standalone, which is pretty rare in the fantasy genre. Usually you have like at least 2-3 books, even more. But this is supposed to be a standalone, so I'm excited to read it. I think it has like 800 pages, 850 actually, so it's probably going to take me some time to read it. Oh, and it was written by Samantha Shannon, but they wrote like Samantha Shannonova, which if you're Czech and you're female, your name ends with ova, but they also added that to like, sometimes they added to names of like foreign authors, which I believe like you shouldn't do that, that's nonsense, but yeah, sometimes they don't do that, sometimes they do. I don't know. Anyways. So the Priory of the Orange Tree. It has like this really cool dragon on the book cover, and I'm not gonna lie, that's maybe why I was interested in the book in the first place. Okay, let's move on. So the next book that I have is Kirk or Kirk. I usually say it like Kirk in Czech. This is also a Czech version of the book by Madeline Miller. And look how beautiful this cover is. It's all which can transform rivals into monsters and menace the gods themselves. Threatened, Zeus banishes her to a deserted island where she owns her occult craft, tames wild beasts, and crosses paths with many of the most famous figures in all of mythology, including the Minotaur, Daedalus, and his doomed son Icarus, the murderous Medea, and of course Willie, Odysseus. Okay, so I love mythology, and this book just sounded so interesting to me. So I got it. I'm really excited to read this. I know I say this with like every book, but if I wasn't excited to read it, I wouldn't have bought it. So there's that. Okay. So that's Kirk by Madeline Miller. Okay. We're almost at the end. So next book that I got is this really, really famous book in the YA genre, and for some reason I never found the time to read it when I was younger, and that is The Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. In Czech it's Studie jedu. Poison Study, Studie jedu. And from my understanding, it's about a girl that is supposed to be executed for murder, and the girl has to choose between the execution or being like a taster. That's not the word in English. God, turns out that it is the word in English. Food taster. Okay, so she becomes a food taster for a prince, which is quite dangerous because she can get poisoned very quickly. And that's all I know about the series. I just know that it was like really famous when I was still like watching YouTube a lot, when I was like 17, 18, around that time. And I'm excited to read it, of course, once I'll get around to it. I always get so many books at once, and then I read them for like 6 months, really. So, yeah. So that's The Poison Study. Poison Study. Okay. Last book is actually not translated in English, or it's not available in English, so that's why I'm adding it last, but I wanted to add it in this haul too. And this is a book about Slavic gods. In Czech it's Pověz starých Slovanů, and the reason why I got this book is because I wanted to make either like a series or just one video about Slavic gods. And I believe, well, I think that like Slavic mythology is so forgotten, and it's not that popular. It was, well, to be fair, it was suppressed by Christianity a lot. So we don't really have that many books about Slavic mythology, really. This author, I'm not sure if I should read it with like an English accent. Peter Beleslav Kuzmichin. Even like mentioned in this book that a lot of people were just like, why are you writing about something nobody cares about? So that's kind of sad. Well, I decided that I will make videos about it and maybe spread it to more people, even if just like a few hundred people see my video, it would be fine to me. So yeah, that's the book about Slavic gods. It has like these really sounds like a Polish name, but it doesn't say if this was translated or not. To check. Maybe. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it was. Doesn't say. I'm assuming it was, because this doesn't seem like a Czech name, so I think it's Polish. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I probably will be making more book-related content in the future once I'll find a chance to make a video about something. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, also I wanted to say, I hope that my hair is not bothering you too much, because for those of you who don't know, I bleach my hair myself.